further to that, as everyone is working remotely, have you got any particular advice around advancing belonging from afar?
Well, it's such a strange time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the word unprecedented is often used, and I don't think it's overused. I think it's absolutely true. I've certainly not known a time like this, where we are bound. What's the phrase? Social distancing.
Mm-hmm.
That we are bound to really do what we can by staying at home. It will save lives. It will protect the NHS as a major and most critical part of what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I turn back to that term, social distancing, and I think it's absolutely right that we need to pay attention to the distancing, and I think there's a physical distancing that needs to take place. But I'm not so sure that social distancing is the right term. I think here you and I are having a conversation, and hopefully hereafter some people will listen in on this. Is that socially distancing? I think that we can, you know, I can hear you very clearly. I can see you. I can have an understanding. The distance between us is not something that disables us. It's something that enables us to have this conversation. And I think whether it's the advent of software and or technology that's enabling it, we both embrace that, we both appreciate it, and we can have this conversation. So I think my tip is to stay in touch. That doesn't have to be, you know, a physical thing. We can remain in touch in those technological ways that are provided for us. I think we can increase our quality of meeting by giving room and space to check in with one another, to how are we feeling. We can have a compassionate leadership in our approach in listening to each other. We can give each other a good listening to and really draw close to what it is that we're challenged by. Before you and I started this recording, we did it very naturally, Grace. We asked how we were getting on in these unprecedented times. I often refer to it as upside down and inside out. Where does that leave us? It's all a bit up in the air, isn't it? And no one really knows what's going to happen next. Literally this afternoon, let alone tomorrow or next week or next month. We step into the month of May tomorrow as we record this, and who knows when the lockdown will be eased? Who knows when our children will be eased back into schools? Who knows? And I read recently that the BBC are looking to partner with the Department for Education to offer a schooling service behind the red button. You know, a wonderful opportunity there to advance and utilize our technology in order to continue meeting the needs of our children, and indeed the impact that has on parents of children, whether key workers or not. And you know, God bless the key workers for all that they do. And you know, we not just applaud them, but we do what we can to support them in order to carry on doing what they do. So I think what we can be doing at this time is really paying attention to some of the noise that goes on at this time, where we can, reducing the noise so that people aren't necessarily having to endure some of that. Support certainly our essential and key workers. Do all that we can to support them, because that helps us all in the long run. And allow our hearts to really give each other a good listening to. You know, it's the ear that hears, but in many ways we have so many other receptors that can pick stuff up. We can take in information and hear people through our eyes, but let's lead in a compassionate way that allows us to really draw close at this time to what helps, what encourages, what supports, what inspires people to offer their best. And I think that networks are at the heart of that. And any member of the network, not just the leadership in that network, they are critically important, but any member of that network can help do that. Let's share information that supports each other rather than, use this time to do things that really only ever can hold people back.
Super stuff. Thank you, Rob.